Good morning, good morning. A little late this morning. We are going to make it happen. Looks like there wasn't much action over the overnight session here. Really a chance to study it too much. We're going to try and see if we can catch a little piece right here. Alright. Going this morning. Got here. Touch pre-market lows. Or crack in. 5 minutes. Whoa. That is a little heavy there.
Judge Glanville asked the jury and witness to leave and threatens the wife.
Alright. Let's see here. Alright, there we go. It's showing off. Big upstart here. 2 candles right off the bat. There's nothing much we can do. Can't just buy into the rips here. This is where the footprint comes in kind of nicely. You see a break above here with strong volume. That's possible, but that would be pretty much the only way I can get into that. Alright. Let's see here. That line is. I'll be right back. I'm gonna snag a coffee. strong uptrend this morning. Not considered real strong until we break out of the pre-market highs for myself, but yeah, we are here. We get the 1 minute, 5, 15, 1 minute works best on high volume, and the morning and afternoons are typically volume. So this is why I've been enjoying the 1 minute on the morning open. We don't miss the moves typically, although technically we actually missed this one here. A little bit of move, it would have been a 30-point trade here. Here's your first one. This one. It's alright. Good morning, good morning. Alright, let's see if we take these pre-market highs out right here. Or if we reject off of them and test these lows again. 488 to 396, 50-point range, or sorry, about a 90-point range. I like seeing 90-point ranges. 90-point ranges are nice because if you get a break, it's usually a pretty good break. So that's always nice. Alright, break pre-market highs. If we hold here, we held. Now we're zooming out, breaking out of these two levels from previous highs after this humongous rip. So a couple things have to happen here. They got to be really strong here. We could look at the footprint, but I don't think it's necessary yet. Footprint would tell us quite a bit more. this comes back down into back down to the pre-market range down here, I'll take a small short. If it goes above the yellow line, I don't take it. That didn't do it. Yeah, it's still a trap, but not really good enough. Might have been better on the 2 minute. Yeah, so the 2 minutes showing showing a bit of a trap here, but good morning, Sam. Trading this morning? I know you're watching a few, right? This trade was from last night, by the way. Took this at the London Open at 11 o'clock my time. What stock are you looking at? You got a few. Okay. Yeah, PLC, Oracle. Bounce here. NVIDIA gapped up or down? First crack here. On the 2 minute, that probably looks like the trap actually solidified here. Yeah, trap was solidified. Tried to go higher, came back down. Cut in. Let's see if you actually break at these levels though. Yeah. Not a break. Yeah. You gotta tell me how it goes. I'll probably see it in a second. Pop over on TradingView and take a peek. But I'll let you focus. I won't distract you too much. Made a video last night about trend breaks and how they fail, how I avoid the fails. Right here, if you would have taken that trend break in the middle of the candle, you would have got face ripped off right now. So, yeah. Talking about how, a lot of us we wait into the, I know I used to enter in the middle of the candle, put my stop maybe up here somewhere and try and ride the trend down, which this works sometimes, but, and it could work in this context because of the pre-market high being a resistance, so we can actually see a retracement back down to the pre-market lows. But overall, I don't like taking these trends breaks, so I have a video about how you adjust them, how I trade them, and I gave an example. So, oh, thanks. The mic was well pop filtery. I didn't realize how pop filtery it was. When I get my new place in a few weeks, I'm going to get a better mic and a camera. I'm going to actually redo all that content a little bit higher quality. Nothing too crazy yet. Had about a 90-point move to the upside. Missed one trade here. Is that only one trade we missed? Say we, I'm saying me and my strategy. Yeah, could have got that move there. Oh, right there. This is our first trade. Oh. I got up a little late. I'm not gonna lie, I was up late. I uploaded that video late. I went out with some people last night. Normally, I never do that, but my wife's out of town, so okay. Lock in, lock in. All right, we filled again. 5 minutes still a no-go. 5 minute, we have our first break actually, technically. But I still wouldn't take it because it just is rolling and it's way high. So 30 minutes of the day is a little different for my trends, but in the 1 minute we'll see. We got buyers in this range here, right? Strong buyers. I would like to see it either way, long or short. We're in the pre-market range, so I could play it both ways. If we go above here, I'm pretty much only going to be looking for longs. What happened here is when we had the buying, I'm going to leave those there, but basically we had buying interest here and buying interest here. These are major buy levels here, and right here and right here, these candles. So the market will come back. Buyers will kind of cool off, or maybe there was a bunch of buyers that there was an actual player, a seller up here. And what buyers will do is they're either going to come back down and people are going to be happy to continue to buy at this level, or there could be a big player at this level, or there could be an algorithm pushing the market up from this level from an institution. So many different reasons. So if the institution's in this level, he pushes it up, they might look to defend that position. Or if buyers are happy at this level, there might be tons of different reasons, but nonetheless, I'll usually refer to it as a player. But really it could be a collective as well. So that is that. One break, and look at that, your next little trend break here reversed on you. Oh man, the trend break video keep you from all of that. Let's see if we can get a break here. Pre-market high. I want to see a little bit of volume kick in here though too. But a decent amount of volume here. I want to see if we're gonna break. I want to see this volume kick up here. Boom, boom. Waiting for these levels to kind of jump through these levels here. I will be looking to go short if we get a couple breaks through and see if that happens. I won't really like it though if one of them's just this massive candle. Pretty much that moves over. I don't want to trade the biggest candle of the day, so now we're consolidating, right? Getting to an inflection point, seeing if we're gonna actually break above or not. It's definitely has bull flag vibes for sure, but that does not mean that it's gonna necessarily bull flag needs a break. Here's our flagpole, and then we flag out. It probably looks a little cleaner on the 2 minute. Yep, cleaner on the 3 minute. There it is, very clean bull flag here. Very, very, very clean. Here's your flagpole. Need to break out of that level. And then that's the entry is when you break out and stay out on a 3 minute or 2 minute. But on a 1 minute, we can break out too, but we'll catch it a little earlier on the 1 minute. All right, here's a forced break here. In our levels, this is where buyers are serious. So they're going to either look to defend their position, or there's just not going to be a lot of sellers interested in taking it below this. Not a lot of real sellers yet. Footprint would tell us that, but right now we're going to kick back. First break. I want to see, even though we're trend breaking, I do want to see us get below these levels here. I mean, we got a couple different levels we got to jump through, and there's a lot of buy side liquidity down here in this area too. So, taking a trend break right off the hit like this could. Our odds are not as good. I'm still going to take it, but it decreases the odds here. As if it was if this bar was red, I was going to take it. There you go, Sam. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Plan is where it's at, man. All right, we break here. This flag's kind of stretching out a little bit. So that would have been 3 false breaks this morning if you would have taken them. There we go. We need the serious sellers to be below here, though. Didn't matter if they were up here. I need them down here. Uh, 5 minutes still hasn't really given us anything. 15-minute is chilling out. We got 2 minutes left in this 15-minute candle. Still looks very bullish. So we go below these levels here and actually hold below these levels. There's another false break. Broke but didn't break.
Judge Glanville asked the jury.
The markets are closed.
Markets are closed. That's interesting.
The markets are open.
All right. Must have been some data. Oh, here we go. We were waiting for some data. Oh, yeah. Michigan sentiment. Okay. Okay. Let's see where we're at here. This is what the market was waiting for. Let's see. I'm not going to trade that first candle, so it doesn't matter. But we had inflation. Let's see. Inflation was. It says. Sentiment. I don't know if higher is better. I mean, it looks like higher is better. I never really mess with the. I mess with CPI usually, but we'll see. All right, broke one, scooped up from that buyer down here. Right, scooped up by this buyer. Still buyers here. Try to go higher. It wasn't. It was super thin. So what I heard is that the reason why it bounces all over the place is because not only does the news affect a lot, there's going to be a lot of different orders being filled off of this, but also I guess big traders actually turn off their algos for a couple minutes during this time. So there's a lot of retail trading going on. So now we have a new range. And yeah, we have our new range here. Once this, the bar did close technically. All right, so now we get an actual range. We have a new high. So we're going to keep those things in mind. We don't really have any real top levels yet. Oh, you know what? We kind of have one that's here. Kind of need to break above this level here. But we'll see. All right, here's an actual break here. Well, I mean, it's potential for an actual break. Real close. If it's gonna move, it's gonna move here. I want to see it kind of break below both of these. See, that buyer is just these two buyers here are stepping in. Got one break. If we get another break, we'll consider going to the short side. I mean, one break, if we get another red bar. Even though I'll still be running into some buyers, but okay, PLC looks very similar to NQ, so your live stream really helping me. That's good. Survived the algo with a PLTR. Good. Good night. I forgot that I just wasn't looking at the news this morning. All right. Bounced off those levels, so now we're just playing between these two players here. Are we going to break? In a tight range. So we have a new pivot high, pivot low. I'm pretty much just going to be waiting for some breaks here. Actually, this is one right here technically. So we'll see. We might play this one. It's going to be a little tricky. It's a real tough break to do. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to take this, but a break off the data wicks to the upside when we have top wicks is still not the best scenario, especially when we're not breaking out of this pre-market highs yet, buying right into resistance. This isn't prime, but I'm
Order
going for
filled.
it anyways. I'm just letting you know it's not prime. We're gonna look for, oh, right here. There we go. See if we get that one. See, we got that. It's either a seller here or just not an interest in buying up here. Give myself a 3-point stop here. It'd be very thin this market, so I can cut. Well, that's great. I hope that actually went up for you. This is reversing on me, so like I said, I don't love it because it's right up into pre-market highs. But it's still going to take it because buyers are still being scooping up a lot of shorts here. So just up here is not a lot of buying interest. Volume was pretty high, so probably a decent amount of sellers up there too, a decent amount of absorption. When we're taking, with this strat being as accurate as it is, we can afford to take little punches, right? 40, 20 points, 1 micro, that's not really going to hurt the strat overall. That's why I can take it. We have a decent amount of buyers here, right? And we have buyers that scoop this up, check those levels. Buyers are not taking it lower than this, right? We just need new buying interest above these levels to take it up higher. Oh man, it is what it is, dude. It's tough. That's the tough thing about going multiple stocks. I talk about this with people sometimes, is that here's your buying your actual first close. We'll see if we hold this close, go above. We'll look to add more as well.
Order filled.
All right, we got our first trade. We missed one this morning, but our second trade came intact. We're in uptrend territory now, so we're gonna pretty much be only looking for longs for the first bit, unless we come down to pre-market range again. Very possible. This candle's green. I will take this long as well. Okay, you just need new buying interest above these levels. There's buyers here. Buyers in this pocket here. We just need them here. Yeah. Now this technically is a bull trap, but since it's our first break over pre-market highs, I don't take that. I don't consider that a trap. And we're gonna go long here as well. Look to see what we get here. Bit of a slow mover today, but it's about right. Look at that. Almost nailed it. Go one more tick up here. All right, strong buyers. And actually, I'm supposed to take one more here.
Order filled.
I'll take one more. See if we get it. See if we don't just get flushed down on the bottom of this. A little bit of slippage here, not too much. What was it? It wasn't the stock's fault. Buy high, sell higher. There you go. 905.50 and 503. So need that new buying interest to step in. If I was looking at the footprint, I would guarantee you that there's a decent amount of buyers here, but they need to get serious now. Right now. Come on. Yeah, so this really, if there's no buying interest, then the only thing that's going to drive up this market here in the short term is that these buyers here, I'm not going to do that from the bottom, I guess. These buyers here, they're just pumping. It could be that market, yeah, it could be a bunch of things. It could be people taking profit. It could be people considering selling this for multiple different reasons. It could be a player trying not to let it take above here. Candlestick patterns are like, if we were talking like like one of these patterns. They're not as important, but oh, you know what? We broke this on the 5 minute, so we're actually in a 5 minute trade too. We can take away some of these levels. Price action is extremely important for me, but I gotta take one. Let's see here. Yeah, we gotta take one right here. It's gonna be a huge move, actually. So I may wait for this to come down a little bit. I'm gonna buy one more here. I'll be okay if I get stopped out. Where are we at here? We're at 1, 2, 3. 74. Let's go 71, 20. Let's go 71 flat. A few reasons why I have 3 contracts in here now. Because the 5 minute and 2 1 minute entries. So for the 5 minute, we're going to be looking to go. Again, I mostly trade the 5 minute, but I'm going to be looking to go up to the 20s. So now I'm going to umbrella all 3 of my trades up here from the 5 minute. So stop's going to be, it says 3 here, but I'm actually going to only put 2 here. Let's see here. 2 here on the stop. Let's see here, we're right here. 71. All right. Testing pre-market highs. Good morning, Tracy. We have a couple reasons why we're in this trade, and we're gonna see. We're in 3 now. So since the 5 minute closed, what time the 5 minute closed? 10:05. So the 10:05 candle closed right here. That was this close up here, supposedly. Give a like, thank you, Tracy. Appreciate you. So since we're in the 5 minute context, any entries that I get into here, they umbrella under my 5 minute. So I'm continuing to add to this long with the goal of reaching up here. That's the goal. So if we get another setup, another couple bar break, another level break, stuff like that, we're gonna continue to look to add into this position. Here's another area. We do need buyers to step in here though. And there, yeah, see, this is where you're getting a little tricky.
Order filled.
Now my first 2 got stopped here. This is kind of the algorithmic moves we were seeing yesterday, where we're seeing real buying. We're seeing real buying, and then they'll just come and flash you, right? That's why we have a couple. I say we, me, and my strat. I have a couple tight stops here. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with having a tight stop. I don't need to take 3 off the gate, but 5 minutes still there. It's having a hard time to get above pre-market highs though. Need to see this to move up to pre-market highs and get above here with some gusto. Yep. Again, so my trade idea is not invalid right now. This level here is where we at here. Boom, 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 boom. Hold on one second, cut my mic. Yeah. Yeah, it's all good. Well, if this is gonna move up here, I'm gonna get more, so I'm not worried about that. Unless it just flies straight up with one bar, which, I wouldn't really mind that either. So, yeah, that grab caught us right here. I put a 3-point stop. And it just 0.5 to me on those two contracts. So that was kind of a bummer, but that's all right. It's okay to be wrong because as long as you traded your strategy, you traded right. Especially with this, I'm probably gonna have another 20 opportunities this morning on the 1 minute. We've had that was our fourth opportunity, right? So we had one here. Little recap. One here. That I was a little late to the market, so I didn't take that one. And then we had, where was our other one at? We had one more somewhere. Oh, we had one right here. Where was it? It was somewhere. I don't remember. We took another little hit earlier. I'll have to go back and watch it. All right. So let's make some adjustments on this one. Trend here. Yep, look at that. So just a little bit of bummer. 0.5 ticks here. You still need to get above these levels. This is algos dumping. This is not normal price action. It's not normal just buying and selling. This is like a cool. They're trying to cool off the up moves a little bit. Probably had, with that big move that we had 2 days ago. This feels, I should say, it feels like. Shouldn't say that this is what it is. I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that, but it feels like it, right? So how do you navigate it? Do you put wider stops? Do you not take smaller time frame trades? And I don't like taking wider stops, but I will take smaller. I mean, might take bigger time frame trades here. All right, looks like we're opening up. Hopefully we can get a little bit more of a push. Again, since I'm in this 5-minute umbrella, I can only look for long setups. I cannot look for short setups right now. Unless the 5-minute gives me, or the 15-minute gives me a short setup. These two guys are now the authority for my 1 minute. Can't do anything without their authority to change their minds, change the winds of this trade. This bar goes green. I'm going to add another. Actually, I should have been in another right here.
Order filled.
We'll add one there. Were you shorting or going long? And should I have gotten stopped? No, stops here. Stops right here. So if this one stops working, right, if this trade actually doesn't work, and I get stopped out again, I'm battling with the algos on the 1 minute. I'll stop trading the 1 minute for a while. Give myself a 1 minute timeout until the trade ideas start working. I'll still post the trade ideas, but we talk about conditions of the markets kind of like the ocean. We don't want to sit here and just wrestle with choppy conditions. If the market's not giving it to us and we're taking a few back-to-back fails, we're going to wait for these market conditions to clean up. Plus, the 5-minute is totally viable here. Still a nice value trade here. Just having a hard time staying above these pre-market highs. So, we'll see. Does look a bit like yesterday. I don't know if you can see this kind of like trailing up and dumping. filling up and dumping. This is very similar to yesterday's price action. If you notice, we let me see here where we at. Where we at here? There we go. Trailed up, dumped it. Collectively, super choppy, started to go up again, they dumped it. Tried to go up, they just shorted into everything, right? This, to me, is not normal. This is not your normal price action. This is buyers that are real buyers, and this feels like algorithms forcing the action down. So if we're running into these algos that are trying to suppress the movement, which is okay. Like, I'm not mad at them for suppressing movement or anything like that. If that is what it is, I can't technically prove that. That's just a theory. But if we are running into that, right? For me, it's okay to just take a bigger picture trade. I don't need it. I don't need to. I'll wait for these conditions to ripen. About to get stumped out. Pound too long. Did you get stumped out? All right, let's see. Is this going to be it right here? Yep, yep. It's all good. Follow the plan. Traded the idea. Stomping out's all part of it. I might get stomped out again here, and if I do, I'm going to take a break from the 1 minute until we start getting a couple good 1 minute trades in our favor. 3 back-to-back losses is abnormal for this strategy. So through tons of back testing. I mean, it's looking like it's trying. A lot of different levels going on here. And the reason why we're trading in Qs, right? Small micros. The nice thing is that we're taking little shots to the body, right? Little shots, little shots, little shots. But with the umbrella trades, with these ideas, when they end up giving it up, they give it all up. Yep, yep. So, which I don't know, would Palantir be showing relative weakness to the market then? Maybe? Or no, maybe not, I don't know. Hey, what's up, Mutzi? How you doing? Going to take this one if it's green. That's not green. All right. Yeah, umbrella trade. So what I like doing is something that I kind of made up. You'll notice a lot of people will add in big and then they'll start to like scale out of the trade. They'll take partials on the way up. What I've learned is that this trading strategy is really great, especially with the 5 minute. It's really, really great for me. And if I can add more on the 1 minute, normally, for example, let's see here, where did we add another one? I added another one somewhere. So I'm in for 2. If let's just say I get into another position, right? Let's say we get a couple breaks here, which now looks like it's heating up a little bit. Hopefully, I say that and it just dumps. We go green here. Let's just say this bar is green. Say it's green like up to here or something. I like taking normally just 1-to-1s. Right, let's say this bar goes closes green right here. My normal profit would be up here at 49, right? But since we're in the wins, the wins of this 5-minute, which this 5-minute trade is from this trend break here all the way to this bottom wick here, up to this top wick up here, which is 1-to-1, right? Which I like trading 1-to-1. See, is that right? Probably need to move that down a little bit if that's right. Let's see. That's right. I'm going to move that down a touch. So, by the way, if this bar goes green, I'm taking it. Not green. They're trying, they're holding it. So instead of me taking my take profit, which have been up here on the 1-minute, I take my 1-minute ad and I just shove it up to my 5-minute take profit. So it's under the umbrella of my 5-minute, all these 1-minute trades. So I continue to add to my positions until, let's say there was a nice long setup here that goes past it. Then I would actually take it and let it go past this. So anyways, this is feeling very algo. If this trade fails, which is no problem if it fails, if this trade fails, I'm going to take a break from the 1-minute. And I'm going to start still charting the 1-minute, but I'm going to wait until there's a couple. Yeah, exactly. It's adding into a position. It's scaling into a win, which you do not see a lot of traders doing. Usually you're seeing them scale out of a position, taking partials, which is great. Taking partials depending on the strat, but when you're trading with 1 micro, there we go. So since we got that stop, we're done trading the we are done trading the 1-minute here, which is totally okay. We took 3 hits this morning so far. We're still in our 5-minute context, but the stops don't move with a 1-minute umbrella, right? So when I got stopped out of that one, that was because of this setup here. Now that I've taken 1, 2, 3 strikes on the 1-minute, we're taking a break. We're going to be a little hands off. Basically, the conditions of this market are a little choppy, so we just move up to a higher time frame. And that's what we're going to do. I know this looks messy, but we don't technically need all these levels necessarily, but I will be still charting the 1-minute. We're getting back to this pre-market range here. 2 minutes left on this 15-minute candle as well. So there was if we're looking at the footprint, a lot of buyers, and just, yeah, that's good. That Mutzi, yeah, 1 micro is excellent. Just if you have, see, I have a specific criteria. Even if I don't like the trade per se, like I don't like how we're looking very algorithmic today with these just flashes down. This feels like suppression on buying action, forceful suppression. When we have these kind of days like this, really trying to shake everybody out. They lost a lot of money here. Hedge funds lost a ton of money here. Tried to dip it lower, ripped up, and it just continued to go up. So I've been saying we've been expecting choppy market conditions for a long time. But here's where the market conditions started to ripen. I had to go to work right here this time, but this is where the market conditions started to ripen. Things started to get very clean. All the setups started working. Right? Every bar you took was clean here. Traded that all the way up. That would made up for all of the choppiness here, which we kind of hands off with, and more. So the idea is, I like what someone said. They said, you put your foot on the gas when the markets are working for you, right? And if they're not, you need to take your foot off the gas a little bit. The best way that I found to take my foot off the gas is just move up to a bigger time frame. Now I'm only going to execute on the 5-minute. Actually broke these levels now, these key levels here with the 2 bar. This is actually a short on the 1-minute. a true short. So it is possible. I'm going to let this hit my stop down here, but it is possible that this could be the, there's your take profit. So that would have been a trade that worked on the 1 minute. Now we're seeing, are the conditions starting to change in the favor, right? Look at the volume upticking here with this algo move here. We still have a strong uptrend here to deal with. So we're going to see how the market's going to react to this. It's okay if it hits my stop, only be down 400 on the day. That is nothing at all. We have a lot of room still to move, but so since one trading idea worked, I need to see if the second one works. So if this bar goes red as well, and it actually hits these new targets, this could be interesting. All the trend break, every trend break you've seen today has failed. Besides this one. But all the rest have failed on the first break. It's been really really wild. Again, there's no need for us to just jump in. Yeah, we would have made our $60 back. Actually, we would have took 2 trades here, so that would have been 120. But about break even if we would have taken those. But I'm just gonna take my foot off the gas. I actually prefer this to the downside because you see how clean this move is to the downside. I start looking for shorts here. Again, I want to trade the 5-minute context. Really ate up a lot of these bulls here. Let's see here, I want to see the 10-minute. I feel like between the 5 and the 10. Is there a 10-minute? No, that's all right. I have a feeling that this is a trap on the 10-minute, but we would have missed it anyways. So if this eats and goes all the way back up and hits new highs, if you're looking at market makers really pushing the market here today, really pushing the market. So for a reference, here was one level that worked, here was 2 levels that worked, and then your this 3rd level didn't fully break yet. So let's see here, you would have taken it short if we would have just jumped in, just said, yeah, let's just go for it. This would have been one trade here, and then our second trade would have been the break of this and this. There would have been 2. Let me see here. Trend here, so these 2 would have been broke. Would have taken these. So these 2 trading ideas worked. There's a 1-on-1. This one would have got umbrellaed onto here. 337. Yep. All right. It's all right. When we got stopped out, since I'm in the context of the 5-minute, this is supposed to help me filter out some noise. Yeah, exactly. I had the long open. If I was trading purely 1 minute, which I can trade purely the 1 minute. This would have broke us even, but I've noticed I've done a couple trading days where I've traded just the 1 minute, and it could be very, very. It's great when it's great. Like here was fantastic down here, and with a 5-minute even, this was just insanity. This was just. I think I took 500 points out of the NQ that day before 9:30, and then if I would have been able to trade it all day, probably would have taken out another 500 points. Just insanity. All right, so I'm gonna start removing these levels here, since we We broke them. Get rid of a couple of these trades. There's opportunity though. That's the most important part. Is there's a lot of opportunity. We're not one and done here. Still in my long here from earlier. And so this trading idea is not invalid until go. It's not invalid until we actually. That's kind of a big stop. Why did I put that big of a stop here? You're right. 9. On the day that I took one trade right at the bottom, I had to close the trade due to the consistency roll. Oh, that nice. Yep, nice. I know it was crazy. Oh, it wouldn't stop going higher. Did it get stopped out or no? Were you able to get out of the trade? Were you trading with a rhythmic? So these guys could, I'm telling you, this could be the shake and bake right here. These guys could seriously just rip this thing all the way up back up to these targets up here. What's the manually got like 250 bucks? Nice. Yeah. I gotta close those trades manually. I might get a cup of coffee here. I'm gonna see how this bar closes though. I mean, look at the 15-minute. Look how nasty that is. Everyone's gonna be talking about how nasty this trade is. Oh man. All right. Let's see. Yeah, for sure. And then you start tilting. Oh no, Sam. Oh no. That's the worst feeling. It's not the worst feeling losing, it's the worst feeling losing and then knowing you're right. That's where hey YZ, how you doing, bro? I didn't see you in the chat here. What's good, my bro? Alright, so it's tempting, right? Tempting if this bar goes green, I want to add another to this umbrella long. Especially since we test these lows and lows and kind of came back up into this range. This is like one of the biggest shakeouts ever if it is gonna straight go to new highs again. I think CB or YZ, right? Yeah, YZ. Yeah, you gotta be YZ, dude. No way. Unless you're Paul, maybe. The video looks strong. YF. Oh my bad, bro. You know why I call you YZ? Because when I first saw your name before you changed it to YF, I I put like I don't know why I kept saying Yahtzee in my head. Yeah, I was saying Yahtzee, like Yahtzee. So now I see I see YF. I saw YZ for some reason. I'm merging the old name and the new name, and now I got to worry about these new letters, bro. Throwing me off course, bro. All right, we got another trend break here. Let's see if we can get another one. Now, here's the question. Do I want to take this trade long, right? I really have a feeling that we're going to just rip all the way back up here, especially since we're under this long umbrella. With these algorithms up here and the flushes that happen, I'm like, yeah, this is not sparking a ton of. Yeah, it seemed like a good long down here even, right, at this trend level, but I mean, I'm still in the long technically, but I'm not supposed to trade against it. This is baloney. Yeah, this is baloney here. Again, if I take this long, I'm trading into the resistance. Should see a little flush before we see it higher, but I'm gonna take it, even if it's a small little stop out, controlled. We had a couple trades that did work, right? So that's gonna be an umbrella trade here. 67. Yeah, I'm telling you, when the trading ideas don't work, I know they're working, but when they do this baloney and then we just rip all the way up, it's garbage. Got a level here. Coming back up into pre-market highs again. See if they want to dumpster it again. They're like, nah, you know what? We don't want you guys to have it again. You guys can pass. That would be crazy though. If this jams all the way up. Well, I put those stops there. Nice and tight. Nice and tidy. And this is why, I mean, if it does do that, this is why I like trading under the context of a bigger time frame. Because yeah, even though those shorts would have worked, I the trading idea still works on the 5 minute until I get stopped out. Um, the footprint though, now if we were reading the footprint, yeah, I did Muncie yesterday, but I was having that problem with my laptop. Let's see here, what do we got here? So I thought it was my internet. I thought it was my connection, to be honest with you. Let's see. We got probably trapped buyers up here and real sellers. There's going to be an area here. See if they actually want to take it up or not. As tempted as I am to add another position here, if this bar goes green, I don't know if I will ahead of this. I don't know if I will ahead of this. I think there's going to be people kind of sketched out to. They might be looking short here at these levels again. I don't want to get a quick stop and run. Didn't go green anyway, so nothing to worry about there. Now, this is kind of similar to yesterday. You notice that we have the pre-market high here, and it's trying to go higher. It keeps getting kind of like suppressed. I think yesterday. Was it yesterday? No. Yesterday was very similar. All right, so because yesterday the pre-market highs were right up. Oh, they were right here again. Right here up this level again. Wait, no, this is what we're trading. What am I doing? I'm stupid. There we go. So pre-market highs were here. And notice, doesn't this look familiar? Try to take it up and then it just all of a sudden dumpsters. And then we go up again, dumpsters, goes up again, dumpster. This, I'm just going to say, in theory, I'm going to call it algorithmic suppression. Purposeful, planned suppression. Doesn't feel natural. All of a sudden, people at the very top, one tick above, are like, "Yeah, dude, let's throw everything we have short into this." And then if it goes one tick above it again, let's throw everything we have short to this again. That doesn't feel right. All right, so I may take this one long because I'm liking that it's coming back up into this range here. Try to get a little cleaner. They could dumpster it again, though. This could be round 2 from yesterday. We'll take another. I like that it's up in these levels here. Nice volume.
Order filled.
All right, I'm going to put one right below pre-market highs. Because if they're going to dump it, they're going to dump it. Let me see where we are here. 92. I put a 4-point stop here. Again, we're under that 5-minute umbrella. So I'm just chilling. We're just going to give everybody hope here. Gonna give them hope, and then they're going to algorithmically just crush everybody again. It would be wild. So I'm actually going to, I think I'm going to move my other stop up here as well. Under the new, the 1 minute. We're both stops up here. Yep. Get paid to wait. I'm not moving my 5-minute stop down there though. My 5-minute stop staying here. No, I never break even. I will never break even. This strategy will lose actually if I break even. Because the trading ideas, for example, this 5-minute, I would have I wouldn't have lost money, but the problem is I can't enter into a new trade until this 5-minute context is over for the strategy. So unless it stops out or it takes profit on the 5-minute, this trade is still valid. All right, Tracy. Take care. Have a good one. I'm kidless till tonight, flying up to Oregon. Yeah, you too. Take care of yourself. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you watching the stream. So you need real buying interest here. It's got to be. It's got to happen right now. It doesn't really look like it's working yet. We just need to have real strong buyers to zip up in these areas. The fact that it's delaying like that. If I was looking at the footprint, if there's high volume and it doesn't move, that means there's a ton of absorption happening here. There's a seller up here, an institutional seller, kind of absorbing all the buy orders that come in. But if we have high volume, and we actually move up here with that volume, the volume happens up here. That means that buyers are interested to take it up higher. So right now we're going to see a little bit of some absorption happening at these levels. See how the volume's kind of high volume here. Still even higher volume here, but the candle's still red. That's probably a lot of buyers that got soaked up there. So very similar to yesterday. Very similar to yesterday. We have a level right here. So these are levels for execution. These aren't levels for buying. There's a difference. Levels for execution, I like taking around some wicks. Levels for buying, no. Real buying happened here. And real buying happened here. All, let's say right here in this area. Right? Strong, unchecked buying happened here. So then we have a little bit of this guy right here. But nonetheless, this is where the zones are actually like, even if they come back into here, into these areas, we're gonna see if these buyers are still serious or not. So these are not my levels for execution though. Execution, I just need them a little. I need to filter through the noise a little bit. So like here we have a couple bottom wicks here. I'll take usually I'll take the shortest one, not if it's a stub, you know, decent size wick, and I'll create my zone off of that. So you'll see me like see how this one's kind of a, we have one down here, and then one that kind of like has one after it. I'll create my zone off of that. All right, need this to shoot up. It's exhausting holding trades for a long time, right? I've been in this 5-minute trade since what is that, 10:05? So I've been in this long for 45 minutes on the 5-minute. Took a couple little jabs with the 1 minute. Can we get buying interest above these levels? This bar goes green, I add another. Doesn't look like it will, but yep. Come stop me out again. This is expected. Even though it's like, all right, I'm not gonna trade for this, right? This is just one of those days where if I do end up getting stopped out here, if I do end up getting stopped out on this one, that's okay. This strategy wins 80% of days. If today just happens to be a loser, I'm just running the strat. It's really tough to win every single one of them, you know. All right, let's see if we get a little stop out here on 2. I have 2 stops here. This is for the trading ideas. I have 2 trading ideas down here. So I would want to see both of them. I have 1 trading idea down here. The other one's up here. As soon as one fails, like this one here, I want to take both stops. So notice I put a 3-point stop, or did I put a 3-point stop? I think this time I put a 4-point stop. So here's our 2-bar entry here, right here. This was the bottom of that entry. It's at 92.75. So the 3-point stop would have been at 92.50. So 3-point stop would have been at 9.50, 89.50 right here. So we would have gotten stopped out here, but I decided that they're probably going to try and run it a little bit below the pre-market low. So I took another just little zone here, so that way I didn't get quick wicked. So usually 3-point stop. This is actually like a 7-point stop here. And I took that because, for one, I'm already in green with the trade down here. And the other reason is because this pre-market high is going to act as an area of support, this yellow line. So even if we don't go up and we still stop out, this is why I gave it a touch more room. Yeah, Mutzi. Exactly. Range days, it will have a harder time. And that's why we took the cool off. We're cooling it off a little bit. Not being as aggressive. Trend breaks will work well in certain contexts here. We're still in the 5-minute long. So, for example, if a 5-minute was telling me something else, man, this is getting a little tribal in here. These ahs, man. I'm about to feel like I just entered the woods for a second. It's all misty everywhere. But anyway, since I'm in the 5-minute, Mitzi, this idea is not over. This idea is, I've been in trades for like 3 hours that have hit on the 5-minute, right? That hit a little later. So again, I'm not going to look short until this 5-minute trade's over. The 5-minute is the bread and butter for me. I've done hundreds of days of back testing on this 5-minute. It is 80% winning days, about 83% winning accuracy with a 5-minute. I'm 100% okay taking kind of a loss day, because even if I lose, like, say $500-600, when you umbrella for this day, for example, this day was, yeah, it's really good, but I go 1-to-1. That's the thing. I go 1-to-1. I have to be high win rate. I'm not a some of my trades are going to be 1.75, 1 point whatever, but for example, when we got a short on the 5-minute context here, this was like 300 points to the downside. And if I umbrellaed some of those trades, right? Yeah, 100%. When we caught this, I only caught like up to here. This strat, I went back and back tested it. If I was umbrellaing the 5-minute, because I took 500 points out, if I umbrellaed the 5-minute all the way up with all the entries, it was like 2,500 points. 2,500 points of profit by umbrellaing. Okay, that's 5 grand on one micro. 5 grand on one micro. Just trading one micro all day. So if I lose 70 points, it's like, all right, I'm down 70 points. Let's say I lose another, a couple hundred. That's like 10%. A couple hundred for the day, down $400. 10%. That is a-okay with me. We're all right. We're gonna be fine. Yeah, it's just you're just catching all of it. But now here's the thing though. A lot of traders I know, including myself, when we're trending, what happens? You try and catch the tops, right? You're like, okay, surely the market's got to reverse here now. Surely it has to stop here. I'm gonna try and sell at these resistance levels. There's a lot of counter trend traders that only feel comfortable buying against the trend, which in range days it does work a little bit better, but at the same time it's hard to get a lot of meat out of a market in a range day. So let's see here, we're kind of steepening here. So we got a 2. So we are technically in a 1-minute short still. Let's do a little bit of analysis here. Technically in a 1-minute short. We're not taking it because of the 5-minute umbrella. I should say the 5-minute context, since it's more likely to fail. And we're just waiting on these kind of 2 little ranges, waiting for this range. We got a buyer here in this area. Look at this. See, this to me, I'm telling you, contextually, this is the same kind of price action as yesterday. Right here. Small little grinds up. This is them accumulating their position, and then just dumping it all at once. And then they accumulate. They don't want to add too much buying pressure, so they're accumulating, trying to sell, accumulating. Algos are just accumulating, selling. And then when they get up to a certain key level, they dump it again. And then again, their algorithms accumulate 1 share at a time, 2 shares at a time, 3 shares at a time, being very careful not to add too much pressure along with the buying pressure. And then when they get up to a certain key level, they have all these shares that they could just dump on people. So that is what it's looking like is happening today. Very similar. Very, very similar. Accumulation, right? Accumulation, slow accumulation, and then dump. And accumulation, dump. Accumulation, trying to dump, right? And then when it gets up, they throw it in second gear. They just dumpster, boom. And then what do? They buy it up again. They sit back on the algos a little bit. Here's another entry short. 2-bar entry short. Right here. And we're not going to take it because of the 5-minute window. Accumulation, dump, accumulation, dump. Now, if you were to read the volume today, and you were to see that, okay, there's a bearish heartbeat on the market. That's what some traders will call it, a bearish heartbeat. You're seeing high volume red bars, high volume red bars, high volume red bars. But notice we're putting in still higher highs and higher lows. So even though the volume's telling you one thing, the market is telling you something else. Get rid of these levels just so you can see. Let's see here. I should have just removed drawings, but I don't want to redraw my pre-market highs again. So even though the volume's telling you one thing, the price action's telling you something different. See that? we're still opening up in these ranges. I mean, technically we could draw bodies here and just make it a channel, and then we could actually draw a channel here if we want to do body. Bodies are a little cleaner for drawing channels. I don't really draw channels too much, but yeah. Nonetheless, this is what we're seeing today, right? So overall, do you say this is bullish or bearish? Higher highs, higher lows. So this is the tricky part about trading in choppy days that are still bullish. And to me, all this suppression, right? All this suppression is crazy. I mean, with how much they're trying to, and I'm saying they, with how much it seems like it's unnaturally selling at these key levels, and then just getting scooped all the way back up. You know, they're really trying to keep it in this range here. And they're probably, I'm going to attribute this to the options market. They probably don't want these options to go too far in the money. So they're spending quite a bit of money trying to suppress this, because this costs them money to suppress this market. This isn't cheap. Yeah, the thing that is also, it is above yesterday in overnight range. Right. But still, that would be if you have a ton of buyers above overnight range. If these buyers are if there's a ton of buyers here, this still should be moving the markets up. It still should be, for how long we've been in overnight highs, this should be blasting up by now, but it's not. And again, the price action, notice it's accumulation and then dumpstering. Accumulation, dumpster, accumulation. Look at accumulation, dumpster. This is algorithmic movement right here. It's not like everyone's just waiting, and then all of a sudden they're like, all right, let's dumpster here, and then let's buy it back up. And then let's dumpster here and then buy it back up. This is not natural price action. It doesn't matter what zone it's at, right? They're going to try and keep it where they want to keep it. The algorithms the people with algorithms that move the markets, right? But this is just a part of the. I'm not hating the player, right? And I don't hate the game. I just understand. I understand that this is a part of it. How do I risk manage in price action that's like this? I mean, look at the 5-minute. I mean, that's just pretty wild to me. 15-minute looks really messy too, really choppy. 15-minute, 5-minute. The price action, or this kind of algo movement. Let's see. So the price action's telling me we're bullish because we're in an up channel, right? But it's also telling me I need to create a tiny bit looser stops and maybe not go as hard on the gas, right? Which I didn't, right? We would have taken these shorts that they would have worked, but nonetheless, the idea was still take my foot off the brake because whatever. It also tells me that if they fail to suppress this price, this is going to be astronomical move up here. This is just gonna melt up. No, it's true. We need some consolidation. We've had consolidation though, right? Kind of stair-stepping consolidation. But if it doesn't move here, I think it's gonna be like fantastical also to the downside. I think we can honestly see us coming back down to this range today. Like a 250 point drop. It's just I'm stuck in this trade. Well, I'm stuck in it. I'm just trading the rules. What do we have there? This bar goes green. I'm adding another. I don't really want to be in 4 contracts, but they are tight stops. They're only going to be like $50 losses if I didn't get it. So what I'm trying to do is I don't trade channels, so I can scratch this off because we break channels. It's hard to trade. It's hard to trade channels. In a consolidation area market, it's fantastic, but like today, Um, but I just haven't developed a strategy around it. I haven't back tested it. This is what I've spent months and months and months of work on, trying to iron out the details. So I'm okay getting stopped out on all these trades here and taking an L, because I lose most of my money not from getting stopped out, but from taking profits too early. That's where I lose most of my money, because I feel this doesn't feel great. If you're looking at this and you're long, this doesn't feel fantastic, but it doesn't not mean that this trade's invalid, right? When I go back and I price action trade this, I'm getting through this day only in like 10-15 minutes, right? On the back testing, right? I could just click next bar, next bar, next bar. But when you're holding the trade for an hour and a half and you're watching this thing react on the 1 minute over 4 hours of time, it doesn't feel the same. It's not like, yeah, okay, great, my idea worked. This is fantastic. 5 minutes later, I'm like, I feel like I'm weathering, like I'm outside in a hurricane, getting pelted by rain, holding this stinking rock for 3 hours. That's what it feels like. But that's just part of the psychology. That's why, even though I feel that way, I don't react to what's happening. Really, I try to just make an educated positioning. That's where rules come into play. Man, rules are fantastic. That's why I'm saying I have to add these levels. I have to do this because um, if I don't, I'm starting to manual override the strategy. If I don't take at certain levels, if I don't lose certain things, I'm saying, I don't really need the strategy anymore. I'm going to go with how I feel. And that's where you blow up accounts and you start going tilt. Yep, Sam, I'm telling you. Like, I know I'm likely to get stopped out. Like, this feels, my feeling, my gut is, I'm going to get stopped out. This is going to rip and this is going to go to new lows. That's the feeling I'm getting out of these candles. Yeah. So it's all good. Oh, it's all good. It feels great though when it instantly takes my take profit in 3 seconds. That's nice. That is a great feeling. Huge sell volume here on the 5 minute, right? Not a lot of buying volume up here. Big sell drop. Still pretty low buying volume. Not a lot of buyers interested up here. Even though I feel like there is some suppression, I also feel like there's just not a lot of buying interest. But every time the sellers dump it, they get eaten up. So what's that telling you about the underlying as well? But up here at these levels, I think buyers are just tired. They're like, I already got a bunch over the last couple days. I don't know how much more I can buy. They're waiting. Everybody's waiting for someone to buy it to take it up. Oh boy. What do you do? Almost want to start like writing or drawing or something. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make a cup of coffee. I said I was gonna do it earlier, but we had all that trading going on, and this market's looking very brutal, very thin. Yeah, I'm gonna make a cup of coffee, see if I get stopped out. I'll be right back. All right. My mom's blasting Usher in the background, man. It made me want to sing this morning. Don't get me started. How we looking here? We there yet? We make it? Let's see here. What are we actually looking at here? Give me a second. Alrighty. Let's see here. And then the trend break is really hard to see with this purple backdrop. I might just want to change that color temporarily. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Rose. All right, we got one break on the range, one break on the trend. And these puppies don't want to see this go up, so they're going to try and flash it down because it's obviously they're losing money by letting it go up. If you would have traded every trend break at face value today on the first bar, the first break, you would have gotten your cheeks clapped so hard. So hard. I'm glad I dropped that video today. I hope people are searching. Why are my trend breaks not working? I hope they see my video because they would have got. Oh, I mean, today. I mean, don't get me wrong. I guess they could have traded what? This trend break now because this trend break ripped right back up. So were they going to take profits like real quick? I mean, if they wanted to trade at the news, they took bodies. This trend break would have worked on the bodies. Back down to this range, so that would have worked on the bodies. But if you would have taken from wick to wick, that would not have. They kind of just kept you out of that noise. And then right here, let's see here. Yep, this one was actually not bad either. Back into the range, you could have took these two breaks, but there was a lot of fake outs. Right, there's probably like a lot of like, okay, broke here, then they took it, and then they got stopped, and then they took it like here, and then it came up, and then they got stopped, and then they took it here to go to the downside, and they're like, okay, it broke, and then it just got ripped up on their face. So it just depends. Mutzi, you still here? I do want this trade to work out, not even for the account. I want it to work out for the psychology side of this channel. I really want to clip this. Yeah. Let's see. We got VWAP. Where is VWAP at anyways? Here's the EMA. Just dredging up. VWAP is... No, that's not VWAP. VWAP's here. There we go. This is the EMA 13. This is what Albrooks trades. I don't really... He likes it. I don't know. I haven't really messed with it too much. All right. Do we have any reverse setups on the 5-minute here? We're going to see. We are going to see. Ooh, I kind of like this rose color. This is nice. It's looking clean. All right. So. Yeah. I mean, there's an obvious player here just absorbing everything or lack of buying interest. Just soaking it up. Starting to hear some loud guitar in the back. This is getting wild in my house. If you're a pattern person on the 1 minute, this looks like it's kind of rolling over a little bit. So this is the inflection point. This needs to move up out of this area like right now. If it doesn't move up out of this area right now, if you're a pattern person, you'd be looking to go short. Or for a failed like pennant here. Here we have so when we have a pattern like this, supposedly, since it's not a flat wedge here, since it's not like a flat top with like a wedge. Flat top with a wedge means this buyers are just eating it, and then the seller's just, he's here, but he's about to get ran through. When we have higher highs, though, I mean, we are in an up channel overall, right? But when we have higher highs and we can't really break above these highs and it's wedging up here. This is called a it's called some kind of, I forget what it's called now, but basically you would look, it's saying bulls are weakening. That's what the idea is here. Bulls are weakening. Again, I don't pattern trade like this, but this would be your pattern trade. But yeah. Patterns, it's hard to measure and weigh patterns, and context matters and all that other stuff. It's better for me just to trade something with the rules. I don't have to wait to see and try and figure it out. You know, I wait all day for a pattern to happen so that way I can take a move. I'm trading the price action is nice. Yeah. Sam, I'm looking at you right now. Trend break, but yeah, I did not trade pattern anymore, but use the candlestick tells me what's happening with price. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Honestly, were you here when I was showing a little bit about the footprint? $100%. Yeah, footprint. The footprint is like the footprint with price action is a little bit OP. It's a little noisy for me, but I'm sure like after I spend more time with footprint, um, soon I'll be just gonna be. It'll be nice for me to develop a strategy around the footprint. But I need a lot. There's still a lot of work I have to do with the strategy to a lot of unanswered questions on the 1 minute stuff. I'm going very basic. I have a lot of questions that I need a lot of data for me to like take new angles. I have a lot of theories. 5 minutes, 5 minute for me is pretty polished. 5 minute, I really enjoy trading. I'm totally okay trading 5 minute. Um, yeah, so that's that. 1 minute though, I have these new ideas, new levels, I've been working with a couple traders. Um, they got their different styles of price action, different styles of like accumulation and distribution, and very very interesting to hear their takes and how it correlates. So very very interesting. Again, just can't get buyers up here. There's this seems like it's getting ready for another algo flush. This seems like a market accumulation, a little bit of dip to kind of control it a little bit, scoop it up, and I feel like they just want to just bring this down to this range here. I feel like they want to just bring it down here. Again, that's my feeling. That's not a yeah. Left 5 minute. Switch to 15 for a bigger picture. 4 after 2 p.m. Eastern. Here's our 15 minute here. Yep, 15 minute. 15 minute hasn't given us any trades today yet. Well, I should say it hasn't given me any setups. There's been no setups on the 15 minute for me. Here we go. Let's see if they let the doors open this time. They're gonna let it happen. Let's find out. I gotta take a phone call. Hold on 1 second. A little bit of a bear trap on the 1 minute. I was gonna call it, but I was on the phone. This is a bear trap right here.
broke out of these wicks, tried to go a little bit higher, right? Came down. On the phone right now though. So, but this is a 1 minute bull trap right here. So that would have been your profit take right there at 10 points. It's small. I mean, we're still in our trades overall, but yeah, that's just so you're aware of the patterns. That's what that is. So again, what I'm saying is they're accumulating. They're not going to let it go. They're just going to keep dumpstering it. So I have a feeling that it's going to go down, but I'm still in the long because of the price action. So I'll be quiet for a little bit longer. All right, take care, Sam. Have a good one. Sorry, I'm still on the phone a little bit. By the way, nothing different. Still in this long. Okay, I'll hit you up. All right, later, bye. Never mind. I'm not on the phone anymore. All right, Sam. Thanks for joining, bro. Sorry, I had a little phone call this morning. Yeah, man. We're looking to take this up. If we break this line I have here, with 2 bars, I'm gonna add another. And then I'm gonna move my stop up as well. Or my stop profit. I'm kind of hesitant too because they're trying to liquidity grab me, right? They're trying to get me. They're not trying to get anybody else. They're just trying to get me. So they almost got me here. It was close. We were what, a 1.5 or something, but we'll see what happens. I mean, this is just, I wouldn't even call this a grind. This is just this is sucking the life out of people right here if they're in a long. This is just trying to take them out. This is a You got to have a mental fortitude to stay along here. Oh, it is Swiss. Oh man, I should pop in there. Like, Swiss, where you coming, dude? Tell me you're coming for my stops. This is great. I mean, I have to go to work here pretty soon. Been in this trade for over 2 hours. Or not over 2 hours, but close to it. Like an hour 45. I mean, for the people that are trying to take it short, though, like, I mean, it would be great if it worked, but let me see. We have anything on the 5-minute, anything on the 15-minute? Nothing really. Probably going to start just taking a little bit more context off the 5-minute here. Yeah, I mean, if I was a, this doesn't look pretty. I'm going to be honest with you. This doesn't look pretty for the buying. This looks like a huge slow support that's just getting ready to open the doors again to the downside. I'm still going to stay in the trade because I'm not going to, that would be my, again, I say this feels, right? Feeling is not technical analysis. My gut is saying it's going to dip. My gut's been wrong a lot. Which is why I'm saying it's hard to hold this price action to the upside. It's really hard to hold it to the upside. But because I have my strict rules in play here, I don't get to make that decision. Get rid of these EMAs, by the way. We don't need these. I don't use them. So again, right under pre-market highs. I hope I don't get liquidity grabbed and ripped. I still will be in one overall, but if that one ends up working out, it'll be pretty much like a break-even day. I don't know, what is this? 506 to 28, so that'd be another $80, $90 gone if we tap this. It'd be $90 gone, maybe more. I don't know. Yeah, probably 90. 90 off of this, and then the extension below that, which would be whatever that's going to be. Like, I've traded GameStop in the past. Okay, I know the feeling of manipulation. I know manipulation when I see it. I'm a GameStop veteran. Got my patches, money, and everything to prove it. I mean, this is just insanity. Looking at this all day. This is quite literally like watching paint dry. If you were to play a rant, like this would be a great footprint day. Prop firms I've only been trading with for, actually, you know what? I've been trading with Top Step for about 3 years. I haven't been able to, well, I've passed them now, but I haven't been able to pass them in the past. And really for future, I was an options trader, and that's where I made a lot of money. Not a lot of money, but it's where I was starting to actually do it as a career, was trading options market. So with options, a little bit better risk to reward, right? I was good at finding like inflection points right here, like this. Like today would be one of those days where you can get cheap contracts, and because the implied volatility is so low on contracts because it's not moving. Once you find an inflection point, yeah, options. I have years of experience with options. Eventually, I'm gonna start trading options again. I'm gonna have an options watch list. I'm gonna have everything. But with that in mind, by the way, this pattern here is a very bearish pattern. Even though it's ripping up, it is a bearish pattern. That's not going to do anything for me. I'm just saying that. I'm still going to see if it comes up here somehow. Been wrong many times. Yeah, so options is a little bit different though.
So for example, this strategy would not work with options. Because if you would have, I mean, okay, where we bought? We bought up here. This is where we went long at with a few contracts, and you would have almost lost your booty on the trade, right? Came all the way back up, and even though we're at break even though I'm up on futures right now, I would be down on options, probably like 50% on dailies. If I was trading weeklies, I'd probably be down like 30-40% right now on my options contracts. Just by moving sideways, right? That's how much you'd be down. Yes, because of time decay. I think it's called delta, right? I don't really mess with the Greeks. You don't need to. But yeah, theta decay. That's what it is. So time is a commodity. So you don't need to just be right. You need to be right at the right time. You need to be a little bit more surgical. I would say that options is even a little bit more advanced than futures. The thing with futures, though, is that with options, let's say, for example, if I was to short this move, you'd be up 150% on your daily, right? 150% easy off this move if you would have sold up here or something like that, right? So if you put in, I like trading with about $250 to $300 per contract. Sometimes I'd find stuff for kind of cheap outside the money right there, but nonetheless, about that range here. And finding that 1111. Here, I'm gonna put a little zone here. With options, you get way better risk reward. I've gone 20 to 1, 50 to 1, 50,000% on those. Actually, that was some GameStop calls. I've done 20,000% on Amazon's. I've done, really, I wouldn't look to take profits until about 500%, about a 5 to 1 with options. I just swing them. I'd still play intraday too, but I'd be holding swings, looking at, relative strength, relative weakness to the markets, finding inflection points, finding movers, finding these levels, because with options, especially when you're swinging options, if you can get the move before it happens. Yeah. Well, futures, what I like about futures, so here's the plus side. So plus side to options, crazy, like crazy upside. I've turned 1,000 into 20,000 so many times, it's ridiculous. But I didn't really have self-control either. I mean, even though I was doing it and making money and being profitable, I wasn't really managing the money right. I'd go heavier, starting to kick up in positions a little bit, trying to wrestle. It felt like I was wrestling, and really comes down to market conditions, right? You'd make a lot of money. Like, I mean, you probably saw this. Everyone probably saw this move coming. This is like a 3,000, 6,000% day on options. If you bought the low, sold the high here, that's like 6,000%. That's 60 to 1. That's 60 to 1? 6,000. Yeah, it's 60 to 1. That's insanity, right? If you bought at the bottom, sold at the top. I mean, no one's really going to do that, but you could buy at the bottom, take partials here, right? Sell a few here, let the rest ride, sell a few on some pullbacks, But nonetheless, with when the market's conditions are great, it's great. But then, notice what happens. We're kind of staying in a 100, 200 point range, and they open the market, and it's just choppy all day. And then it comes up a little bit, and then we're chopping. This is because of the options market, in my opinion. This is why I feel like there's what I call algo suppression, because they're going to lose too much money if it continues to go up here with the options. So, or they're trying to maybe sell puts, and then rip it up. Or sell a bunch of calls and then rip it down, keep it in the range. Make both options up here and options down here expire worthless. And just keep it in this range for the next few days. So, or until Friday, right? So we have our first break here. This is a legitimate break. If this next bar breaks, I'm still going to let it hit my stops, but this would be a short setup if I wasn't in the context of this long.
A lot of volume here. Do we have any traps on the 15 minute, the 5 minute? Nope, nothing. There's just nothing here. Could get stopped out. Pre-market highs here is a little bit of support. I mean, my gut, which I don't trade with my gut, but my gut feeling is we flush all the way down to new lows. Come down here. That's my gut. Oops, sorry about the dog. Let me turn this. All right, sorry, dog was barking. Yep, that's the gut. But if there's buyers just continuing to buy up into these levels here, like if there's just buyers, this is cost them. This isn't cheap. All this nasty price action here, it's not cheap for them. So obviously, and this is in theory with the options market. Sorry, I didn't see your comments. You used to trade option like a day trade. Yeah. I would do day trading and I would do swing trades. Swing trades actually made more money. But I would trade intraday as well. I would trade opens with the market. I would trade certain breaks with the market intraday, and then I would actually be holding my swinging positions too. I did both, and they both worked well. So, you know, really, how I traded options is I would trade 1 or 2 standard deviations, which is just 1 or 2 strike prices outside of the money. I look for cheap contracts. Finding cheap contracts is a big. It's not a big skill, but like you could read the Greeks, but you don't need the Greeks. You can do your charting. I'll do a whole video on options. I'll do a whole video on options when I'm starting to trade them again, which hopefully in the next 2-3 months, I'm gonna look to tap into the futures market again. So negative about futures, about options is that you have to kind of make a watch list, look at different stocks, chart multiple different days, right? And then you have to kind of keep an eye on a few. The positive about options is that the risk to reward is really high and sometimes it's astronomical, right? The positive about futures though is that you could, I'm watching just NASDAQ, or I could just, I mean, if eventually I'll start to trade the footprint too, I might just keep an eye on gold and oil, but I don't have to sit there watching. Like this morning I rolled out of bed. 6:30. It was a little bit late. I was up till like 1:30. So me being up at 6:30 was brutal. But where was I going with that? Oh, so you know, I have my rules set in place. I don't have to think. I'm not sitting here trying to like chart a new chart from scratch every day, which isn't hard, but it's still work, right? It's extra work. It's more headache. And then to keeping tabs on all of them. If you wanted to get into order flow, you can get into order flow about that, which I didn't do, and I don't think you need it. But yeah. So for me, futures a little bit more. I can kick my feet up. But options is definitely like on a move like yesterday. It's like, okay, yeah, we took advantage of this move here. But with options, if you hit moves like that and you're able to catch them at like, see how the market didn't really move that much. It's like slowly moving, slowly moving, slowly moving. And then you have like a dip and rip. Oh, the calls down here must have been so cheap. Keeps your analysis sharp, but maybe tiring doing multiple. Yeah, it's not hard to chart though. It's just there's a lot of stocks. So if I was going to trade options now, I would trade a few different sectors. Really, you want to find options with tight spreads, right? So low volume stocks aren't going to have tight spreads. You want to find something with tight spreads, tight ask and bids on the contracts, right? It's easier to get fills like Tesla, Apple, you know, Nvidia, AMD, SPY. You know, nice to get spreads.
Um, but you can also trade some lower ones, some lower volume ones. But you just really need to have it. You need to understand how to get good pricing, even if the spreads are wide. So, but if I was going to do it, I'd trade 3 different sectors. I'd probably go medical, tech, and like some kind of blue chip like Walmart or something, right? Um, Stuff that doesn't move that much is great, actually. I hit like a Starbucks. I don't know. Starbucks, something. And then just really what you're looking for is the conditions to be ripe. So really choppy price action, kind of like this, is obviously that's like engulfing itself a lot. This is not going to be great to chart for options, but if you see something moving kind of like this, right? Like this right here is just multiple dojis in the same way. I've caught in Tesla like this inverse, like this but upside down, where you're just seeing the suppression in the market happening, right? But they're kind of loosening. It's like they're trying to keep it up here, they're like trying to suppress it, but then it cracks. I've caught this with Tesla the upside, massive gains, massive gains. I could show you exactly where that's at actually. Let's see here. If I was to look at that Tesla, let's see here. It's futures, that's right. Keep it on the chart here. I mean, it's been going on for the last hour or so, 2 hours. All right, Tesla. So I do have some analysis here. Notice that we bounced off this trend. I had a customer sell all his Tesla stock right here. I was like, I was like, I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm just gonna say that people are gonna be looking to buy here. I actually had a fund manager because I cut a bunch of different people. He manages about 500 million in assets down here. He was saying that there's gonna be people looking to buy around. He said about 155, and the guy got shooken. And boom, he just had this big move. But anyways, I traded Tesla. When I was trading options, it was back here. I actually owned Tesla down here. I sold it like right here. I like bought it here, sold it here. These big move happened. That's why I had Bitcoin way back in the day. I'm like, there's no way I would have waited until it was like $60,000 to sell it. There's no way. I would have made like $5,000 and I would have been stoked. Said, see ya. All right, let's see here. Where did I trade it? Here. Here it is right here. Multiple dojis. So we had these kind of funky dojis here. It's like you see how it's starting to curl up? This is like starting to become prime price action, and they're having a hard time keeping it suppressed here. Because I'm gonna say this, I'm not a financial advisor. This is a theory. I don't actually know this. But I'm gonna say this because I'm convinced. Shorts got burned so hard that they're doing everything they can to suppress the price, the price from going up. They're trying to suppress it, suppress it, suppress it, suppress it, suppress it. And it costs them so much to do so that finally they're gonna have to cover. So when I saw this right here, this like half doji, break, doji, that was like, oh, I was like, oh, with gaps, I bought calls right here. Because the nice thing is with options is that the IVs are still low here because it's not moving that much. It's up 0.67%, or up 1.7% for Tesla, 0.67%, right? And then 0.89%. So the implied volatility is still really small, but I knew we could at least get up to here, right? I was looking at least up to here. So I'm buying, like when it was at 268, I'm buying like 290 calls, 300 calls, 310 calls. Like I'm creating a position around it. And we just blasted. I think I went 1,200 into like 18,000 on these few days here. And that's after I took profits. If I would have actually held all of them, I swore I hold. Let me see here. What's the market doing? Market's going up. Keep an eye here. This candle goes green. I'm gonna add another one. But yeah, this
this was crazy. If I would have held all my contracts, I swore I bought like 40 contracts, 40 calls, like outside the money, cheap calls cost me like $1,200. Maybe not 40. Tesla was kind of expensive. It was probably like more like 10, 12. I'm trying to think. But anyways, if I would have held all of them to here, from like 1,200 to here, obviously you're not going to catch peak. Honestly, I think most of your actual money would have been right here. It wouldn't have been up here. It would have been right here. That would have been like probably $80,000. $80,000, 1,000 to 80,000, maybe even $100,000. That's what's crazy with options. It's insanity. It's insanity. Well, let's see here. It's, what are we at here? 400. I bought like at least 12. So I bought 290 calls. There's at least 12 up here. So if I bought 12, they're worth $12,000 each here. They're in the money $12,000. So they're at least $12,000 here, minimum. So they'd probably be more like $18,000, being $100 in the money. So 12 calls, 18,000. That's more like $180,000. Candle didn't go green enough, by the way. That's a no take for me. But anyways, that's the power of options, right? You catch this with futures, it's like, all right, dude, you fantastic, you killed it, right? Like you made like 10 grand on a micro. You do this with options, you made $200,000. Congratulations. Your life has changed right now. All right, exit out of that. All right. What time is it? 8:50? Yeah, no, it's good. I'm telling you, Mutsy, it's solid. All right, my first one's at 9:30. I'm gonna have to leave here. I'm gonna probably jump in the shower here at 9. I'm gonna hold on to this trade though. I'm gonna let it just fill me out or kill it. Still no. I mean, this is just ugly on the 15-minute. It's ugly on the 5-minute. What's it look like on the? Let's go bigger. 30-minute. Oh, looks like it's bullish. Yeah, YouTube. You know what? YouTube's tough because a lot of people talk about Greeks. Not a lot of people talk about. There's a lot of fundamental traders with options as well. There is technical traders. Usually they're buying like in the money options when the move's already happening, right? The way I trade the options was before the move is happening. If you want to learn a macro side of things, though, more fundamental analysis with options, maybe learn spreads, credit debit spreads. I really, really like this dude here, and I've been watching him for years. He actually made me my first. I'm gonna watch the. He made me my first $8 grand by me watching one of his plays on gold, and he TLT. We hit TLT way back 2017, I think. That was when I was hooked. I was like, oh, dude. After that, I was like, this is crazy. This dude streams every day too, Monday through Friday, market open to close. He breaks down CPI. He breaks down. He got a watch list every day. This dude is on it. Now, I will say this: he is not a technical trader. So him being not a technical trader means that I'll see things before he does. So, but him being a fundamental trader, he'll also understand how the market moves in certain directions. Now his live streams are kind of wild. It's not, he's cool, but I get exhausted listening to him for hours. I really like him though. Don't get me wrong, really like him. But his recap video, if I want to know what's going on in the markets, if I want to understand how the data is affecting the market, yeah, this guy is dope, dude, for sure. All right, yeah, let's see. This guy is, yeah. His YouTube CPIs, he gives about 30-minute videos, recaps, kind of ideas. But I've made a ton of money from watching this dude. But that being said, he doesn't tell you how to trade the technicals. He'll teach about spreads, credit debit spreads. He's got a lot of different ideas, but it's not very technical. But I enjoy seeing the flip side of the market. He's taught me a lot about the dollar, understanding how it works, and let's just say we have Fed news, which again we're trading futures. I don't need to know anything, right? With price action is telling me everything I need to know. But there's still value in the videos that he has, especially with different options and stuff. That's one guy. As far as anybody else, I would say you're probably going to get more use out of joining a Discord with people that have watch lists. That way you don't have to do the work. You chart it yourself, but you know, scrolling through hundreds of stocks, it's just like, all right, what's you know, let's let people do that for you. And then don't trade their trades, mind you, right? Don't trade their trades, but if you could at least to see what's gonna what are people preparing to move, and I would just pick you know, I would just rake through their stocks real quick. Yeah, see if it fits my own thing, see if I like anything juicy out of that whole thing, and that's pretty much it. Because it's hard to look at, you know, 200-300 stocks a day. That's like, and then the thing is how are you going to screen it, right? Because screeners and filters were great for movers, but you're trying to trade the stock before it moves, because that's how you're going to get great pricing on contracts. So, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of discords. I still, it's really tough with discords because you hear them like, you know, people are showing profits and all the stuff. You don't know what's real. You don't know what's not real, right? And they could just be fluffing it up, trading after the move, trading practice. Like there's so much baloney that happens. They could be trading like 10 different positions off 10 different accounts, screenshotting the one that's winning, you know, and just transferring it over, right? I used to trade with, oh, you know what? Nah, I'm not going to recommend these guys. I took these guys' course. I used to trade with True Trading Group, and I took their course. I spent like $1,200. It was like $1,200. Took the course, True Trading Group, and they got like six to eight professional traders. The guy used to work for a firm. He touts about his winning trader of the year in 2008. Got a couple different patterns. He trades, you know, gap up, gap down, stuff like that in the mornings. And then they got some people that trade commodities. They got people that trade different options plays. They're calling out their stuff live, and they're in and out live. But trading with them is exhausting. They're very, no offense to them, by the way, but they're very like kind of guilt tactics in their. It's like guilt mongering to get you to either stay or make sure you're valued. Or I'm like, okay, I'm not 5 years old. I'm not getting treated like a little kid in here, dude. This is crazy. So I got turned off by that and I bounced. But I took their course. It was stuff that you could learn on the internet. I didn't need that at all. By that time, I had already spent. By the time I took their course, I already had 3 years, 4 years in the market. The only reason why I even took their course is because I made a bunch of money on options, and I was like, well, I might as well buy a couple courses here. I've been watching these guys, so watch them and traded, and it was cool. I would say overall, they had a couple like teachers early in the morning before pre-market that were teaching very simple concepts all day. Like a classroom kind of vibe. That part I thought was actually refreshing. I was like, this is cool. By the way, we are starting to move up a little bit. Maybe hopefully the algos are going to let this go finally. Yeah, hopefully. We'll see. See if we can actually get up here to another 60 points. I hope it just, I mean, with how tight this thing's been, it's got to just open up, right? Am I missing any trades, by the way? Let's see here. Is this the pivot high? Yeah, this is the pivot high, so didn't miss no trades here. Technically, this is the new pivot high, so you could make an argument that that's a little bit of a trend break. I don't know how much I trust this. I probably won't take it, but it's an idea. Look at that volume. Huge volume here. Couldn't take it up. Huge volume. That's sketch. New highs. Couldn't take it up. That's not huge, but it's pretty big. I mean, if you look at the volume,
this much volume move that many, like it moved it down that big on these two candles, but we go up and it is like this big. That's craziness. This might be the last leg here with them trying to suppress it, not being able to do it. It's a theory, right? Theory. If they were able to suppress, you know, suppress here, right? Suppress this, and it still went up here. In theory, if this is actually algos trying to push it down, it's either they're going to hyper dump it here, everything they got at it, because their trickling accumulation is failing, and they're going to have to cover as well as let the buyers take it, or they're going to dumpster it right here and just open the floodgates and flounder this thing. If we're looking at the footprint, though, we'd see a lot of buyers trapped here, I think. I mean, let me say trapped. We're in such a tight range. Trapping is a little bit different context. Okay, here we go. 25 seconds on this bar. This right here, if this comes back to the bodies here. No, actually it wouldn't. It would have to break out of all the way. See, this is really tough. Even with this context, right? You'd think trap. You would think trap on this. But this is the bar that broke out of all the bodies, right? This is your nearest bodies that it broke out of. You could call it these, though. Any of these bodies. If this candle came up and came back to any of this range, that's a bull trap, right? Now, what about the wicks? Well, we did break out of these wicks right here. We broke out of, well, with this candle, we broke out of which wicks? Here. Some of these, a couple of these. We broke out of this wicks. And then look, it still couldn't even get back to these wicks. I did try to go higher, but this wouldn't be a true trap here. For my, this would be like a D plus, C minus trap. Yeah. Look at that. How's that price action look? Doesn't it look pretty? Beautiful. This might be it. I might have to let it go here. In theory, it's either they can't afford to suppress it anymore and they have to cover, or they're going to dumpster it. Hopefully cover. We want to see the cover side of this coin here. All right, I'm going to go jump in the shower and do a couple things. I'm going to leave the stream running for context. I got to go to work here. I got to leave here in 15 minutes, though, so I'll keep the stream going. Let's see what happens. So those are my ideas. Remember, we got 5-minute context here. 15 minutes looking good, right? Just kind of slowly just grinding up, right? Tight range, just looking like we can get another leg. Yeah, no worries, man. Yeah, I'll be back to actually close the video down. I'll do my little end of the video tout, but so here, look at this. So in theory, if they can't suppress this price and they can't actually instill a bit of like fear and make buyers weary of buying this, they're going to be forced to cover. They're going to be forced to cover. And I mean, they could false fake out, have an iceberg up here too. They could do that too, like false breakout, last ditch effort, have an iceberg here and then dump it. That's also a possibility. So giving buyers confidence, iceberg it up here, put their big institutional order up here, and then see if that's like the last leg that will break confidence. I'm actually going to take, because of how lame the price action is, I'm going to take two. Nah, I'm taking one. I'll take one there. I'm going to move my, this is a 2-bar break, so actually I'm supposed to add one here, but move one of my stops here and take this one out. 3 points below this, so what do we got? 32, we move this to 29 here. And then the last one, I'm going to probably move up to below pre-market highs. There we go. Now I'm going to go take a shower. Yeah, we'll see. Really, so out of this range, like I said, I might iceberg it up there and do whatever they're going to do. This technically would be an ad, but I'm not. I'm exhausted. I'm tired of the price action today, so we'll see what happens here. So again, remember I said strong buyers, right? Strong buyers, some covering. False break, possibly putting an iceberg up here though. If you're watching the DOM, you may see an iceberg up here and they're like, all right, we're going to let these guys pretend like, we're going to let them think that they're ripping up, but we're going to, what is going on here? Am I on the wrong YouTube account? Oh, goodness. Were we dealing with ads this whole time, or am I tripping? If we were, I apologize. I'm on the wrong YouTube account. All right. This would have been your entry. This would have been your stop. Actually, this would be your stop. This is why I'm putting the stop here, because I just didn't add more. Actually, you know what? A little bit better price here. Nah. You know what? I'm going to buy one more. I'm going to buy one more. I'm going to put another sell here. Got a little bit better price. Stop sell here. There we go, 2 right here. Perfect. Okay. I'm supposed to enter here. 58 came down to 46. Got like a little 10 points, a little $20 better pricing here. Yeah, who cares? I'll add one more, a little bit better pricing. It would have been better to add on that bottom wick here. That would have been a sweet, because the risk reward is just fantastically low. What do we got? We got it breaking back down in the range again. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go take a shower. Hopefully get stopped out. We'll see. All right. See if we got a little bit of pricing on there. Stops there, stops there. I might just move my stop up to break even here. Because I have to go to work anyway. So if it rips down here, I'm not gonna hold this trade into work, because the reason why I wouldn't hold it while I'm driving or anything like that is because there is a criteria for me to get out of this trade early, especially on the 5 minute. So I can't get out on the 1 minute, but I can get out on the 5 minute if there's a counter context, basically. So that's the idea. So if we do any trend breaks here, the strat is going to 2-bar trend breaks, right? We're going to add more. I say me and the strategy. But let's see what happens. See if we actually get the iceberg theory too. Let's see. Oh, baby. I'm tempted. Got my finger on the trigger here. What time is it? 9:06. Oh, Lord. This is just unbelievably. To hold this, just to continue to hold this, is exhausting. There's a 1. And there's 2. All right. Iceberg. Thought they had buyers. Buyers are now trapped up here. Real order iceberg was up here. They did a pump fake. I'm assuming this is a theory. So pretending like there's real buyers, adding into it, having their real sell order here to shake out the rest of the traders. Yeah, crazy, right? Isn't that crazy? Back down to range here. This still could go up. I mean, on 15 minute, it's not in a danger zone until it actually breaks below like 503 and then pre-market lows again. This thing could just continue to rip up off this level. I'm just done. I can't do anything more with this price action. I'm about break even on the day. I started with 38. I'm up $7. Again, we took that trade this morning, or I missed that trade this morning. This was the only trade I was actually kind of bummed I missed. This little 2-bar break here. 2-bar break here. Well, I wanted to watch it. I didn't want to go to the shower and see it just dumps around me, but yeah, I'm 3.5 points profit. This would have taken us up a little bit. That would have been a nice trade. But anyways, this still could rip, by the way. This still could they could just dumpster and then just continue to drive it like they've been doing all day. I'm just done with the price action. This is just tough. There's many more good days to trade. better conditions than this. There's no need to force it. I would say that that was probably the best I could do for me in this strat. I don't want to say I'm proud of myself, but I'll just say that we really stuck to the strat. I didn't take these shorts, even though these would have been profit, but I mean, you know, wild. We have a bar break here. We have a 1 bar break. Yep. It's continuing to flounder. This thing can still continue higher. Again, my 5-minute trade's not over. I would stay in the 5-minute trade, which is right here. Entry was let me remove all these drawings here for a second. Entry was right here. So trend break, 2 bar. This was the data. That big candle here is data. I put a little bit of a stop here, 3-point stop, so it would be 9. 1-to-1. This is where we got our take profit from. Doesn't want to go to 1. Let's put on 99. Take profit. And yeah. So trade's not over. Almost tapped out. I could have scaled in more. That would have been. I mean, I wouldn't have, but I have a different strategy to scale in more. But that would have been at least lowered our average probably to right here. But yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? You're fighting against algo suppression today, so it's a really, really tough. Fighting against the hedge funds after that big move. It's no big deal. Again, like I said, you could, if you were range trading today, like you were just trading like the footprint between like 2 buyers, you would have just murdered it all day. You'd just been like, yeah, we're buying here, selling here, buying here, selling here. Like footprint would have been like a great idea. I'm just kind of tired because I only got 5 hours of sleep. So trading footprint with 5 hours of sleep is, it's like driving drunk a little bit. But yeah, so if you're trading the range, right? Actually, it'd be more like right here. Look at this. I mean, 1, 2, 3. Didn't get stopped out. 4, 5. Probably would have got stopped out on that one, but take profit here again. Sell, sell, sell. Take profit. Buy, sell, stop out. This would have been a sweet little just back and forth range all day. I think I may incorporate. I may when I know that there's going to be some tight ranges. Like I knew yesterday was going to be tough. But you could have just, I mean, if you look at the top and the bottom of this, right? Because you knew you had buyers here and you knew you had sellers towards the top here. So it'd be more like, actually, where's the bodies at? Let's see. Oh, right here. So off that first wick, you may put a tiny stop, but you only sell if there's strong buying above the level. If there's not strong buying above the level on the footprint, then you just sell. So it would just be like, if you're trading this and then here's your first sell, you might actually stop out, go short here. And then when you see the shorts kind of trapped and the delta cooling way off, you get out. You'll probably sell roughly right here on the footprint because you see a bunch of sell orders kick in here, and then you start to see it kind of slow down maybe right here. So that would have been another 38 to 12, another 28-point trade if you would have executed it. I mean, I'm giving it a little bit of slippage here. Executed it around there. So anyways, yeah, I'm off. I got to bounce. I'm just going to close the stream now. I got a big day today, so big work day. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Yeah, let's hope we get some better price action tomorrow. I have a feeling either later today, they're either going to dump it. We might hit our take profit on the 5 minutes still, but I have a feeling that big move is maybe going to happen later on today, like after lunch. I have a feeling that I'm just going to call this for the stream because I'm going to clip it I have a feeling that they're going to take it up, run it up to the wherever I said it was going to go. Where is this? Feeling they're going to run it up to roughly 600, 620, and then dump it to like back down to this range here, or this POC from yesterday, about 280. So I feel like that move can happen, or they're just going to dump it now to 280. But I don't think we close at highs today. I think we look at how algorithmic this looks here on the 15-minute. See that? See how it just looks like this? How the wicks just perfectly line up, and then they probably have another one that's probably going to just line up like this to the downside like this, and they're just going to keep it range bound all day. How many points is this? I almost just thought about taking the trade. Where's the practice account? Throw me on the practice account. Where are we at? Do I not have a practice account? Huh. Should have a practice account. I was going to say, I was going to put a short in, put a stop here, and just say we're going down here. I think we at least come down, at least to 300. I don't think they're wanting this to go up too much higher. I say 300. Let's look at the daily. All right. I also see why we're running into a lot of congestion here. Look at that. We're right up in that top trend level, 2-bar point. So either they were suppressing it from breaking for short-term gains, or we're just running into a lot of mixed signals here. A lot of people looking to sell it, which didn't feel like that. And a lot of people maybe looking to buy this break or waiting for big institutions to buy this break. That's very possible too. Right at that trend. But remember, I said that I'm more like a short bias on it. We are in this range in the daily. I don't think I've seen a range day kind of like this technically. I mean, if you guys want to talk about something like algorithmic looking buying, this looks super algo. Look at this junk. It's like perfectly clean, buying and selling everywhere. Keep saying I'm going to leave, but when you see little movements like this, to me, it's just like, all right, this is just funky. Perfectly clean, like a saw came in and just shaved off. Oh, here's your inflection here. That was what's this boy was talking about. Yeah, that just didn't that look funky? Yeah. Anyways, again, this Cafe Trader, thank you for joining me this morning. Hope you made money. We didn't. Actually, we're up $7 on the actual day. I know this says minus 33. Ignore the overnight session trade I did at 1 a.m. this morning. Or it was like 11:30. Live Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 9, 6:30 to 9:30, around that range. And we're going to be doing some recap videos here pretty soon too, so keep an eye out. I have a couple trend break video, a trap video. We're going to take those. We take those a ton. Do a lot of charting with that. Hope you guys have a good day. Take care. Peace, Muncie. Have a good one. Appreciate you guys.